Welcome back to Digital Futures Education. Today we have a very special guest, Noel Lema. He's the founder of Coder House, an innovative edtech platform that's revolutionizing education in Latin America. We'll be diving into the challenges and successes of democratizing education, exploring the strategies behind Coder House's rapid growth, and discussing the cutting-edge technologies they're leveraging to stay ahead of the curve. We will also touch on their career services that are helping students achieve their professional goals. Stay tuned for an insightful and powerful conversation. Thank you, Noel. Is that the appropriate way? Noel Lema. He's the co-founder of Coder House. Fantastic for you to join us today, and thanks for joining the channel. And I just have a few questions around the future of education, online learning, and excited to have you, and looking forward to it. With coding education, it's such a huge, powerful, piece of education now for students around the world. It's becoming essential within the digital age, but there's so many barriers, right? And from what I understand in the articles I've read about you, you've spoken a lot about it being your mission to democratize education in Latin America. So what barriers and challenges have you had with Coder House in trying to make quality education both accessible and affordable for students around the world? And what successes have you had in overcoming these?
Bien. I will answer it in Spanish because it's a really complex question. But the thing is, aquí en Latinoamérica hay muchas barreras socioculturales y económicas. Por lo tanto, productos o servicios que son low cost, pero que tienen una propuesta de valor premium o extremadamente valorable, son los servicios o productos que más sirven para democratizar el acceso a determinados servicios. En nuestro país, Argentina, que es nuestro principal mercado y desde donde nace Coder House, Argentina es un país gigante, es enorme, es el octavo o noveno país más grande de Latinoamérica. Y en el mundo, perdón. En Latinoamérica tenemos lo mismo en Brasil y lo mismo en México. Son países, una gran extensión territorial con personas distribuidas geográficamente, pero que tienen un problema común, que es el acceso a determinados servicios o determinados productos que por cuestiones geográficas no pueden acceder, ya sea por cuestiones más allá de lo económico, de que se ven limitados geográficamente por esto. Coder House, cuando lanzamos nuestra propuesta presencial, teníamos la idea de llevar la educación a cada centro urbano del país, ya sea en un coworking, en una universidad, en un espacio gubernamental, en un espacio donde podamos impartir el curso. Eso tenía una serie de dificultades, por eso en el 2019 decidimos pivotear y pasar a un modelo online en vivo. No un curso grabado, no un self-paced course, sino algo que vos te tengas que conectar, que tengas la experiencia de interactuar con un profesor y compañeros para poder llevar adelante un curso. Y eso fue clave para nuestro crecimiento exponencial meses después, y obviamente vino después la pandemia y COVID. ¿Por qué? Porque la gente podía acceder a un producto o un servicio súper económico desde la comodidad de su casa e incluso desde el mismísimo celular, pudiendo aprender una habilidad digital en un mundo donde cada vez más se requieren estas habilidades. Tú mencionaste la habilidad de programar, pero sin duda las habilidades para marketing, diseño, producto, data y programación son las habilidades que nuestro público está buscando y son las habilidades que lo pueden catapultar a un éxito tanto económico como sociocultural para poder avanzar en su vida, ¿no? Creemos que de alguna manera la educación, y lo ha sido en todos los países, y sobre todo en Argentina, es la palanca que te asciende socialmente. Vos a través de la adquisición de una habilidad clave, como puede ser una habilidad tecnológica, podés acceder a un mejor trabajo, con un mejor sueldo y poder mejorar tu situación socioeconómica.
So my understanding of your answer with my Spanish is limited, but I'm taking from what you said is, in such a large country like Argentina, it's such a benefit to have, the economics of becoming upskilled is the advantage to doing it online.
Yeah.
And be able to serve people who have limited resources in some situations, to be able to get those skills, and also be able to, empower the country with people who are able to work in the field, upskill and get their skills in a more efficient education, utilizing online learning through your platform. And you also see that as kind of an expansion into Mexico, but you're doing a big expansion into Mexico, and I'll let you kind of expound on that a little bit. But my takeaway, just so I can kind of understand the framing question, is that it's that really the empowerment through the online learning piece, economics, ability to upskill.
Yes,
efficiently.
totally. You understand it really good, because I will try to explain in other words. Cuando damos un curso online en vivo, significa que un curso online en vivo que comienza en determinados días, que tiene determinados horarios y que se dicta durante determinado tiempo, es muy similar a lo que tú y yo hemos desarrollado a lo largo de nuestra vida. Fuimos al jardín de infantes, al kinder, fuimos al colegio, fuimos a la universidad, hicimos maestrías, hicimos cursos, y siempre lo hicimos en determinado momento, durante determinados días, durante determinado tiempo, y rodeados de personas. Simplemente llevamos esa experiencia mediante una plataforma online, en este caso utilizamos Zoom para poder dar las clases, y eso es lo que la gente está buscando: conectar con otras personas a través de un entorno, en este caso virtual, pero que esa experiencia sea lo más similar a esa experiencia con la cual fuimos formados a lo largo de toda nuestra vida. Y vuelvo sobre la capacidad geográfica de conectarte con otras personas, porque capaz ibas al colegio de tu pueblo o a la universidad de la ciudad más cercana, y hoy, a través de un curso en vivo, que puedes estar conectado con otras 50, 100 personas de todas partes del mundo, no solo de Argentina. Y eso es una gran oportunidad para mucha gente de conocer gente nueva a través de un curso. Por lo tanto, no solo es el aprendizaje de una habilidad técnica o una habilidad blanda, sino con quién lo estás haciendo. Y eso es parte de los ingredientes del éxito que hoy tenemos, de poder conectar gente a través de la educación para que puedan, de nuevo, ascender socialmente. Y hoy en Argentina necesitamos eso. La educación, de alguna manera, la impartida por el gobierno o los gobiernos de Latinoamérica, está años atrasado. Y claramente lo está, o hace sus mejores esfuerzos, porque mover la maquinaria del Estado para profesionalizar y tener mejores programas educativos lleva tiempo. Nosotros formamos a 30.000, 40.000, 50.000 personas por mes. El Estado tiene que formar a 4 o 5 millones. Estamos hablando de otra, solamente está hablando del Estado argentino, ¿no? No me quiero ni imaginar Brasil o México, que tiene una escala de millones de estudiantes de todo tipo de grado. Y es un gran desafío para nosotros poder impartir la misma calidad en una escala cada vez mayor y que la calidad no se pierda. Y entiendo que la universidad, sobre todo la privada, trata de ir a una solución cada vez mejor, pero nosotros, como somos una startup o somos otro tipo de organización, podemos ofrecerle una actualización más rápida, unas habilidades técnicas mejores y un formato más adecuado para todas las personas en el mundo, sobre todo y principalmente en Argentina.
And it's what you're doing is really providing an amazing service too. Like where regular education isn't able to kind of step in, and fill the gap. I definitely think, what I've learned, from you is that, that there's definitely such a huge gap between industry and where college leaves off now, in all ways. So, I think it's a powerful thing what you're doing, and I'm, very empowering to see, and I know that you're empowering a lot of people as well. So, it's just an amazing thing. So I love seeing it, and I know it's benefiting a lot of people. So, I think it's very, very powerful.
Thanks.
So Coder House has experienced, a lot of growth, and, scaling from a small operation to this, what you have as a leading ed tech platform, and expanding quite a bit. Can you share some of the key strategies that have contributed to the rapid expansion? And what are your future plans to continue with the growth trajectory?
Sure. There is no secret sauce here. Everyone will found the same things. But the key thing for me is tener un branding espectacular. Y esto lo aprendí de Chris, que Cristian Patiño is the CEO of Coder House and the original founder and the creator of the concept. He always says that branding is everything, and he's totally true about it, because education is not a sexy industry. It's not something that everyone needs it, but if you do it in a sexy way, or you do it with an excellent branding, a beautiful branding, everyone wants to sign up. Esas son, creo que es la clave, convertir algo sexy, perdón el término, pero creo que queda el concepto bien claro, en algo que todo el mundo quiera sumarse. Y qué mejor que la educación. No es que estás aprendiendo algo por el mero hecho de perder el tiempo. Estás invirtiendo tu tiempo, tu dinero y tu esfuerzo en adquirir una habilidad que te permita ascender socialmente o mantenerte competitivo. Incluso tú dijiste algo que es importante. Nuestro principal customer is someone who already have previous studies. Lo que quiero decir es, ya son personas que tienen estudios previos. Por lo tanto, nuestro principal cliente wants to do an upskill that provide him with new tools to keeping up in the market, in the labor market, where he can access to better opportunities in different countries or in the same countries. But doing an upskill is what we do. We do an upskill for all of what I say before, that university and college give the tools that they can, and we provide with new tools, new techniques, new abilities, new ways of doing things in the fastest way that we can, because the market doesn't wait for us to catch up. So everyone wants to open up with new abilities or want to gain new abilities. And doing an upskill is our main customer that they want to upskill themselves. So the second one is reskill, of course, and the third is entrepreneurial person who wants to acquire many skills that they can to apply in their company or their small business or whatever. So what I want to say is, and follow up the question, is necesitamos generar más y mejores herramientas de la manera más rápida posible para que todas las personas que tengan un estudio previo o no lo tengan puedan adquirir una habilidad que les permita de nuevo ascender socialmente y mantenerse competitivo en un mercado que se ha vuelto global, en un mercado que no va a esperar a nadie y que necesita constantemente estar actualizado. Nuestros programas se actualizan más de una vez por año, incluyendo AI o nuevas herramientas o nuevas soluciones, porque es lo que las personas están buscando. Buscan adquirir una nueva herramienta que les permita diferenciarse o les permita mantenerse competitivas en el mercado, y eso es lo que hoy lo hacemos muy bien, lo hacemos en escala, que es lo que el cliente necesita.
And so, I mean, speaking to the sexy piece, I think you're also the marketing and the branding is timely too, in that, education not looked at traditionally as, sexy. But now it needs to be something trending, it needs to trend, it needs to have, the skills are changing so quickly that if you're not trending, and definitely your clientele who's looking to upskill is younger and transitioning faster. And, education is trending so quickly because the change is sort of changing so quickly that there is an excitement there, there is an energy there that I think definitely, you look at the branding of Coder House, they definitely have hit it on the head, and definitely as soon as I saw your logo and your branding and you're online, it's like, you're definitely, positioned as that company that people look to as, for that course, that exciting course that, they can't get anywhere else, or weren't able to take at their university, but their supervisor might be asking them to upskill in, or they know their next opportunity is going to require it, right? So no, I
Mhm.
definitely see, you're hitting kind of that trend of that upskill in a way. People's perceptions are definitely, you're leading the charge of the branding in terms of how
Mhm.
perceptions of education and how much education and when are needed, so it's a trending topic and it's changing and it's exciting and it is sexy. It is like a something to be cool and something to kind of look for
Exactly.
and know about and stay on top of. And everything's changing so quickly. So
Exactly.
in the same light, and my third question here kind of hits along the same area. Innovation's key. We always hear about innovation and constantly trying to stay ahead of the curve. Online education is definitely an area that innovation is incredibly important because of the level of accessibility that it provides, and also its ability to provide and update, curriculums and materials, fast evolving. It is
Mhm.
definitely much more advantageous than some sit and get in a classroom in a lot of ways. So how is Coder House trying to stay ahead of the emerging trends, and what educational technologies do you find the most promising in terms of, and educational technologies, could be, part of what you're utilizing on your platform, but also could be, strategies that you think the company needs to kind of take advantage of to kind of, stay on top of what's coming.
Okay, yeah, really, it's a very beautiful and exciting question, because when we're looking for what is needed, ¿cuáles son las necesidades del mercado? How come we can choose a course over another one? We're looking for the trends, and those trends are usually already, I forgot the word.
Like already available data.
Totally available data, for example, from the WEF, the World Economic Forum. They made a report, and a lot of consulting firms do the same, as Gartner or Forbes or whatever,
Mhm.
or A or KPMG or McKinsey or whatever. Ellos crean un reporte que comúnmente se llama Futuro del Trabajo, or Future of Work. And they try to rank whatever the skills they needed in the near future. For example, the most popular one is the one who was made by the World Economic Forum, that it's the name is Future of Work.
Mhm.
And they trying to rank the next 25 abilities that is needed for almost every industry in the world. And in the last year, we see some changes in that. For example, in the 2020, in the 2010, they say that programming is a must for every person who wants to enter in the IT industry, in every industry, because there was a gap between the companies that aren't digitalized and the companies who are digitalized, or have an intern IT team or whatever, and the companies who doesn't. But en los últimos 15 o 20 años, perdón, en los últimos 10 años, sobre todo con el antes, el durante y el después de la pandemia, because the pandemic changed every rule that we know,
Mhm.
they changed the abilities that the whole market require. For example, hace 6 años nosotros teníamos un solo curso de data, and that course was data analytics. That was the whole course. Only preparation about data, and that's it. If we read those reports, we started to see that data was the key feature for AI, for example, or it was the key feature of the company who wants to be data driven, or the next gen of the big data, because from the 2010 to 2020, the key word was big data, data lakes, and so on.
Mhm.
And now those reports says that the main ability that you need is data analytics and data creative. Those are the first one and the second one. The following, until the 10th one, is how we manage people around the globe, how we manage every teams, how we as human are part of this chain of production, because AI is everything. Sorry, is everywhere in every process, and who are we in that process? So the soft skills or the human skills, or the power skills, are the skills that are ranked in the top 10 abilities that this future of work reports says that we need to develop. And that is the main reason that we develop a lot of courses around data. For example, the course of that we teach about Excel Advanced, Power BI, Tableau, Looker Studio, data science, data analytics, of course, R, that is a language for statistics, are type of courses that were born because the market demand that knowledge. Because those in the past were only one class or at least two class for the data analytics course, and right now those are full courses for 4, 6, 8 weeks. And those are the main things that are developed right now. And the second one is the soft skill or the power skill of the human skills, whatever you name it, that are related to how we as human are players in this chain of production of software or whatever. And we developed the business schools. The business school was the key of joining the leadership skills, speaking skills, negotiation skills, administration of every business, and so on. And those are the courses that are really trending right now for us, and we see massive adoption of these abilities. So the market needs people. People needs ability to manage other people, or trying to communicate with other people, trying to work with other people. So we develop these courses because we see those trends in all of these reports. Of course, we have the courses about the design and marketing and programming and so on. Those are evergreen in some ways. Yep. But we see a massive adoption B2B sector and in the B2C, in the B2C, of how we acquire these abilities about data, about business skills that are really core in every company.
So you got me thinking a little bit, because I've been doing some research into remote work and the challenges, but also the huge benefits for Latam particularly, and those in Latam to be able to leverage remote work skills or programming skills to have a better paycheck, a better financial future through maybe acquiring a job United States or somewhere else. What predictions do you have around the expansion of remote work positions and how that might influence, what Coder House might offer in the future? Because I would imagine that is going to continue to expand. The economy is going to continue to support it. I'm just wondering, is Coder House thought about that piece of the power of remote work and just bringing countries together and expanding and upskilling that way to support and, that piece?
I think that is a good question, because I met a guy, an old friend of mine, who said that we as Argentinians, or we as people who live in Latin America, are the best perk in the economics, because we are in a line with the time zone of the US.
Oh, yes.
And US have the money and we have the workforce. And we prepare those workforce because we have 2 hours from the one side of the country of the US and 2 hours from the other one. And we are in a very good economic and talent position here in Argentina, because maybe my English is not the best one, but you can find people who speak really fluent in English and have a lot of talent, massive talent. And I see that in the last decade, a lot of companies, a lot of consulting firms like Globant or Mercado Libre, or not Mercado Libre especially, but Globant or Global Logic or companies like that provide service to the US, because that is the main client here in Latin America, or main client here in Argentina, because everyone wants to provide service to that country. And I see that a lot of small firms about staff augmentation, of recruiting firms, have a base here. trying to recruit the best talent here in Argentina or Chile or Uruguay or whatever, and provide those talent to the US. And related to the question is, those talent obviously are based here in Argentina, and they are usually not going to fly anytime soon to the US or any other country. So the remote work, I say that probably will be stand for a little bit long after the pandemic, of course. But we see that a lot of companies are going back to the offices. Maybe a new office, maybe a small one or whatever, but they try to offer to get back to the office. We have an office, but we have a really large team distributed in every country, almost in every country. So we are not remote. We are fully remote in some ways. We don't need to be in an office, but we are seeing that a lot of companies are required to attend to the office at least once a week or two a week. So if you hire someone, that people or that person needs to be really close to the office because it will be impossible. So I say that maybe in the near, we are going to live in this remote way of working or hybrid way of working for a long time, but maybe there will be some position that it's required to be really close to the office or maybe in the office.
Sure. And I think, we may see some shifts with AI due to job displacement that might make some of those changes too, maybe. You got me thinking too, I'm sorry, this a little off the script here, but these are, two like topics that I've just noticed with, Argentina in particular, that's attracted me to like looking into them and finding you and kind of, doing additional research. Some of my initial, when I was looking into Latin American countries and I would say their educational technology kind of structure, what they have in terms of roles within their education systems. I found Argentina to be particularly, robust with roles that, provided support for, digital pedagogy and instructional design around, utilizing digital tools. And, some of these roles I noticed were much more prevalent in Argentina than maybe some of the other Latin American countries. And I found that interesting. I don't know for certain, country for country, if that's as accurate as maybe my own, informal kind of research provided. But do you get the sense in Argentina or, also, in Buenos Aires and in Cabo that, that kind of focus or additional kind of support for technology and education, even in, I know there's definitely a difference between public and private schools in those areas, but what's your perception of, Argentina ed tech, educational technology, and maybe, the existence of those roles, which is incredibly helpful across education structure. But is it more prevalent in Argentina, in that type of structure, than maybe other places?
Maybe. I really don't know because I see it as a normal way of living. Probably in other province, maybe because Buenos Aires is overdeveloped. There are a lot of provinces here in Argentina who are not really well developed in any way. And maybe it's really common. I really don't know. Maybe it's common in Brazil or maybe in Mexico. But I think it's good to know with your perspective that you valorize that.
Yeah, I'm just something that I noticed. So I just was curious. I'd figure I'd ask. So, career services and Coder House, you have some career services part of your offerings, including mock interviews and, working with LinkedIn to enhance your profiles. How do the services related to career services and supporting, the people who are upskilling, using your services? How do these how do you support students in that kind of way of, helping them kind of get to the next step within their career?
Okay. For us, from the not the early beginnings, but after we pivot to an online proposal, we see that a lot of people that are reskilling or who want to reskill themselves or upskill themselves want to learn more about how to get a job, how to change careers, how to feel comfortable in an interview, how to prepare themselves to the next step in their career. So education for us and looking for a job, looking for a change, looking for something else in their career, in their professional career, is something really related. For example, right now, we created a massive proposal for those who want to improve their career, and we call them the Color Camp. Color Camp is a free and open to everyone. It's not required to be a student of one of our courses. To anyone who want to change their career or want to have a personal brand, make some MOOCs interviews, want to know more about how we can change our career goals or how to set goals for our careers. So we prepare all of these interviews and it started the next week, or during all of August, and we see a massive massive attendance of this or fulfill of the application form that we made. We reached the 13,000 students apply for this, and almost the half doesn't have a job and want to have a job. And a part of that half, almost a third, doesn't have a LinkedIn. So we are in the basic of how we can teach that you have to have a LinkedIn or you have to have an online presence. You have to have your tu huella, your digital signature in internet, where you can post wherever you are working, the things that you want, the thing that you can help others, and we need to do these kind of initiatives, because I think in my way, because I have a particular type of leadership, that I need to close the golden circle of the virtual, it's el círculo virtuoso in Spanish, the virtuos of the circle of virtues or whatever, I don't know, where I can teach you a skill. I give you the tools to get a job, or give you a job because you can be a teacher or you can be a tutor or in Color House, and the circles continue to close themselves. And we think this is have to have a really positive impact in the audience, in our students or non-students, or in the population of every country. So we are going to create everything for free. It's online, and it's of course in a sync mode. In a sync mode. We have online classes for that, and we think that is a really good way of retribute to the people who want to seek for a new job or change the career, because here in Argentina, that is our main market, a lot of people lost their job in the last semester because we have this kind of economic crisis, the recession, of name it, whatever you like. And a lot of people want to improve themselves and want to acquire a job or work in doing the things that they study. So we are doing this Color Camp here, and we are doing the same in Brazil. The name of the is Remote.
No, that's great. That's great. And it's definitely like, those are definitely the skills that I think, some people might not take that more advanced course until they develop that online presence, right? And they get themselves in a place where they can get the opportunity for the interview or the next step. So how, do you have a specific practice for how you, which courses you decide to offer? Other than that, you spoke a little bit about the World Economic Forum data. Are there any other, ways that, what methods do you use to select courses that you teach? And what's the process look like?
Okay. For example, the first one is the example that I give you before, that we started with one course. For example, the data analytics course, or the leadership and team management, which is the other type of course. And we recollect a massive amount of feedback. We are obsessed with recollecting feedback. And in those feedback, we identify those requirements. For For example, if in the analytics data analytics course we give one class of Power BI, for example, and people says that the class was short in time, there was a lot of topics to see that are not covered in the course. We create a course because a lot of people say the same, and we give it the space and we expand the proposal, the data vertical. And with the leadership, it happened the same. A lot of people say that want to gain more negotiation skills, more business administration skills, and we create a course about it. For example, we are working right now in create a course about people experience because it's the new way of thinking human resources in every company, because people who works in company want to have the best experience. And of course, I will say that people experience was part of recollecting info from all of these future of work reports, but recollecting feedback is one of the best ways of creating new product or service based in the experience that people have during the course. And the second one is, of course, looking for Google Trends. Mm-hmm. The Google Trend is always something that you have to look at, because if you want to publish a course about X topic, you have to be sure that that topic have some search numbers. Mm-hmm. Because probably you are creating a really niche type of content that doesn't have recurrency, doesn't have a really small amount of people who are willing to pay for that course. Mm-hmm. So you have to look at both of them, because we made some mistakes looking only one side of the coin. Because, for example, we create a course about Web3, that says a lot of things about new ways of doing the web or whatever. And the search were good, the trends were good, the things that we look up about that was quite good, or it give us the signs that it would have been a good course. And when we publish it, no one purchased it.
No one wanted it.
It doesn't translate the signs that I said before with people who are willing to pay for that. So those are the main things that we look up when we are open developer for new courses.
And I would imagine that industry demand also kind of has a big play in what people are looking for, right? Do you get any specific feedback from industry on your courses? Have you had a chance, what kind of feedback have you gotten from industry, from people that, have people who work for them, who've taken some Coder House courses, and what kind of feedback have you gotten?
Feedback about the creation of courses, or feedback about how?
Well, I guess either people who've taken courses with Coder House and have gone and worked in places, and they've been maybe satisfied with, the training that people have gotten, or maybe something you've offered specifically for, a corporate client, or, something like that.
Sure. We have two types of clients, of course, the B2B clients and the B2C clients. The B2C clients, I will relate it to one of your questions, that the key of our success is to have people who success after the course. The testimonies are the first way of talking about our brand, but with people who already take the course and have something to say about their story. A story about any student that works in a very large company or a very popular company who made a course in Coder House and finally get that opportunity or something like that. Is the best feedback that we can give to any new customer that are willing to, or they expect to gain more experience. So we have those experience about success stories, testimonies, people who probably don't know nothing or probably know something, do the course, learn a skill, apply it to different job, and finally get that job, or that change in their life. And the second one is the corporate one. The corporate one is different feedback, because usually companies or small business who have different type of employees who have different needs, are those needs or those particular skills that need to be developed are really aligned with the goals of the company. Because, for example, if the company wants to be data driven and usually they hire someone who have this skill, probably need to give a course about analytics or give a course about Excel or Power BI or whatever. And we try to recollect those testimonies because after the course, they see an instant impact in their operation, especially for people who operate with Excel. Because Excel, if you don't know Excel and you think you know Excel, after you learn the course, you can apply, well, during the course, of course, you can apply those knowledge in your team and your financial team, your operation team, and you see how efficient people who are after gaining new skills to direct it to the task, their daily work.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, but those are two different, definitely two different types of clients. So the outcomes, are definitely different, right? And but you're serving different needs there. So what advice would you give to entrepreneurs who are looking to start a tech or education related business now that you've come this far?
It's a good question. Another good question, because I usually mentor a lot of people who have edtech companies or edtech related companies, and they think that create their custom platform. They need the custom platform. They need an online way of doing things are a must, and it's not really a must. We of course develop our own software. I develop a lot of the basics of Coder House, but I see that in the last 10 years there are a lot of new ways of giving courses, online courses or presential or online courses or whatever, and those tools are really cheap. Because if I want to start Coder House again, I go directly to a no-code solution that are prepared to give courses, to upload content, and so on, because it's the fastest way and the cheapest way. And usually those platforms are prepared to scale at an infinite level. The limit is the money that you have. And we develop everything, and that is something that takes a massive amount of time. And I take courses in a lot of small companies who are specializing in a particular course, and I see they usually use, for example, Google Classroom or EduFlow, or the previous EduFlow platform, or another kind of platform that gives the possibility to upload the Zoom link or the Meet link and upload the content or whatever. So I usually recommend that just start, give a course to 5 to 10 people, and that's it. No, it doesn't need to give classes to thousands and thousands for a student each month. Just be really good in the course that you give. If you are really good in marketing, okay, give the best marketing course with your own methodology, with your own practice, with your own rules, and give it the best. And it got to be the best. And I say after this, because not everyone can give a course, but everything that you want to doing it in a 11-star methodology. You can give the service, put it that level of service in an 11-star scale. If you can give a 10-star, third 5 stars service, how much it takes to give an 11-star course, 11-star service, and trying to move with a better service, with a better quality, and at the lowest price, and give it in a massive way, or give it in a scale way that you are willing to, or your possibilities are to give that course. Because I see courses that are one person, 5,000 students, and the quality doesn't change, and the prices were really low, and it only takes a Google Classroom and a Zoom link. That's it. because the thing that I learned in the last 10 years is it doesn't matter always the platform, the course, your Instagram page, your LinkedIn page. What it matters the most is the content that you give to the people. If the content is the worst, the teacher is the worst, the tutor is the worst, the presentation are the worst, everything is awful. Everything is terrible. That doesn't are. But if your content are great, your teacher is awesome, or you are awesome given the topic that you are specialized in, everything is great. It doesn't matter the platform. It doesn't matter if you communication through WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever you like. The content must be awesome. 11 star, and then it doesn't have to. That is really the must. You have to have an 11-star course, and everything comes after the platform, the communication, emails, whatever.
That's great advice. Thank you. That's great advice. I think that's, yeah, because it's definitely, there's definite drop-offs when people try to either try to do too much or too little, or try to scale too quickly. I think too, you see a lot of things aren't people, and it's hard enough, I think, to get people to complete courses alone. So you're always trying to, get them to the point where they're, completion of the course, and they're actually able to give good feedback, so you can iterate, right, and kind of take that knowledge forward. So does Coder House have any exciting partnerships or collaborations that you're currently involved in that you'd be willing to share or talk about just briefly?
Sure. Another one of the key of success is doing partnerships. Partnership is one of the best things that is happened to us, because we like to have initiatives through co-branding. Co-branding is the joint venture of two companies, and the result is education. So we usually create co-branding to a creation of courses, certificated courses, doing webinars, doing perks, giving perks to the employees to another company, and so on. So we're trying to create new collaboration. For example, here in Argentina, there is a really large company that is named Cocos Capital. It's a fintech company, and we certify our personal finances course through them. We create a really good partnership. Another one is related to the job-seeking people who want to improve themselves. And we create an alliance with Adecco. Adecco is one of the largest company in the recruitment around the globe, and we create a really good partnership with them. So we usually are trying to we work and create those type of relation. People or company in this case that are aligning with us in giving really good education to a massive amount of people, giving more opportunities in the case of Adecco. So we can create a better experience, a better product or service to our students. So we're trying to find those partnerships that are key to the people who attend one of our courses. So we are always trying to seek new partnerships here in Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, Mexico, Brazil. So it's always better to do it with partners.
And would you say, you went from kind of an education company that was focused a lot in upskilling, maybe in the technology areas, to now, definitely an expansion, like you said, into human resources and these other business development areas. And that's, kind of, do you see that? That's, sounds like the future. And what do you see in the coming year? Like, what's the next, as you move into this, what are the big exciting things happening with Coder House this year that you think are the biggest things to share in terms of news about Coder House?
Sure. Last week we launched our 3.0 methodology that is really related to the next step of online education, because right now usually people know us because we in the past give offline courses or in this presential way. We are right now giving offline courses where it happens 2 times a week, 2 hours each class in a sync mode. And we, for the last months, we are testing with the flex methodology. The flex methodology is 1 class a week with the same time, 2 hours each class. And we prepare a lot of content that are recorded before to give it to the students. And right now we are moving almost every course in that type of methodology to 1 class. And that happen a lot of, it doesn't happen because we see in the stars. It happened because we recollect some feedback, and the people are not every people, not almost everyone, but a lot of people says that they can attend to 2 times a week or once a week each Saturday. So we are moving a lot of our courses to this flex methodology where you attend to one class each week, without losing the sync class, because that are our best advantage in this business. But we are always recollecting feedback, listen to the students, listen to our users, and see how better can be our service, how can be 11-star service. If the people doesn't have the possibility to attend to 2 classes a week, well, we are trying to provide a service that is happen once a week with a lot of recorded content, but without losing the sync mode once a week. So those are one of the things that are developing right now.
No, that's a great. No, thank you so much today. I appreciate all the time and your willingness to speak with me and, cross the language barrier a little bit here.
Sure.
And I definitely wanted to meet in person, and but maybe in the future you'll be open to joining up again. And I look forward to that. And I appreciate all your insight today, and look forward to watching Coder House grow over the coming year. And it's definitely cool insight to see how you're moving into those other business areas, such as human resources and entrepreneurship skills. And it's great to know that you're also looking at the World Economic Forum data around the next steps and what's happening. And always looking for the iterative feedback on the courses. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for the invitation, Daniel.
No problem.
It was really awesome. And really challenging for me, because I don't usually take interviews in English. So probably this is one of the first one or the second one, because our main market is in Spanish. But it was really challenging, and I feel really, really good.
No, sounds great. And I'll include translations in both languages for those who might see it in either one. So, and share it out with people, because there's definitely, I think, definitely with the people who are looking for remote work and people who are upskilling, one of those challenges is the language barrier, which is like, getting, eroded at. And definitely with, a lot of people in Argentina are, a higher percentage are probably fluent or not fluent, but are, learning English or having, education in English. And, Americans should be learning more Spanish too. So,
probably.
Yeah. And, trying to bridge those gaps. So I appreciate, you coming on, and, that's what a lot of my content is about. It's just trying to bridge those gaps between upskilling, reskilling, and technology and education. So thank you so much for your time again.
Thank you, Noel.
No problem. Thank you.